Alrighty, we're getting to the last couple of workouts for the week. Happy Saturday. Today's workout is going to start with an ascending ladder. 2 different exercises. What you're going to do is 10 knee thrusters. If you can't do the knee thrusters, do mountain climbers, but you have to do twice as many because they're a little bit easier. So the knee thrusters are in the push-up position. Hands about shoulder width apart, both feet together, jumping in towards you, coming in, and then back out. Again, like I said, if you need to do the mountain climbers, that's absolutely fine. Those ones are just single leg, same idea. So you're going to start with 10 reps or 20 mountain climbers, and then do 1 push-up. Normal push-up position, exactly the same as we usually would do. Then you're going to move into 20 reps, and then 2 push-ups. 30 reps and 3 push-ups, and keep adding on for the whole 3 minutes. Okay, Team Ashgrove, our next 2 exercises, we're just got to be a bit careful how we do them, just because there's a bit of potential to get injured, and obviously we don't want that to happen, and we're not there to be watching you doing everything. So the first one is 6 on each side, single leg deadlifts. So you can either do that with some weight or without. I don't actually have any weights on me, but if you do have them at home, more than welcome to use them. There's a few things you need to be careful about with these ones. First thing you want to worry about is keeping your hips and your shoulders square the whole time. You don't want to be rotating too much. If your hips go, everything else will go. So you really want to do these nice and slowly because balance is quite hard. So the first thing you're going to do, one leg come up off the ground. I want you to imagine you're going to reach and touch your opposite toe. So legs straight, leaning over, hips stay square, lean over, and then come up. Try not to fall over like I did. I want you to do 6 reps really slow and controlled on the one side, and then you'll swap and do 6 again. Alright, so as you've probably worked out by now, I have the memory of a goldfish, hence why we're having to cut up the exercise a little bit. Sorry about that. Anyway, next up we've got a single arm push-up position hold. So that is, again, in the push-up position, as you can imagine, trying to keep your hips and your shoulders square to the ground, so you don't want to be rotating too much. How that will look: arms straight, slightly wider than with your feet than you normally would go. You're going to come up and hold everything as long as possible, and then relax. When you absolutely have to, you're going to do the other side as well. Our next round, we're going to try and get moving a little bit more. So we've got 8 dynamic push-ups. These ones you can do on your knees if you have to, that's absolutely fine. So you're going to try and add a bit of an explosive plyometric power to every movement, okay? So I'll show them on the knees to start with, and then I'll do a couple on the feet. So you're going to move your hands every time. So low push-up, move them across. We would usually do these ones up on a D-ball, but you probably don't have those at home, so it's fine to do them on the ground. It will look like this on the toes, nice and low, across, every time, all right? Enjoy. After you finish your push-ups, you're gonna move into 20 cross-body mountain climbers with these ones, push-up position, and then rotating through your hips, get your obliques and your abs working even more than usual. Push-up position, wrists under your shoulders, and then you're gonna bring your knee to your opposite elbow. Nice and quick. 20 reps, and then you go back into your push-ups. Okay, the next 2 exercises are really going to burn out our lower body, so enjoy that one. First is a Bulgarian split squat. So this one you don't need any weight, and you can use either a bench, a chair, or a box, whatever you've got around the house. They all work fine. So what you're going to do, I'll just show you the side-on view. So your front foot will be the one doing most of the work. Because everybody obviously has different length legs, you'll need to adjust how far you're moving your feet. Your back foot is going to be up on your toe, heel elevated, hip square, and just adjust your feet until you feel like you're okay. Both legs are then going to bend a similar amount. So the front leg will bend as well as the back, coming nice and low, and then pushing through both legs and coming up. So you're going to do 6 reps on one side, and then you'll switch and do the other side. Once you finish all of those, you're going to go onto your back on the ground, single leg glute bridges. So Get the heels in nice and close to your bum. Head on the floor, shoulders are relaxed. One leg will come off the floor. That one's not doing anything, this is doing everything, all right? So pushing through your heel, bracing your core, get your hips up, squeeze the glutes, and then slowly come down, up again, and we're gonna do 6 on each side. Alrighty, so for everyone with a my zone, I want to see everyone on this round in the red zone, alright? We're going to do 10 high knees, and then 1 burpee, and then 10 high knees, and another burpee, the whole time. Enjoy, alright? High knees, 1 at a time, times 10, chest to the floor, jumping straight up, and then 10 high knees again. We're going to move on to 8 dips, again, same as you have earlier in the week, just get anything that you can lean on. A chair or a box will work fine. So your legs are going to be straight out in front of you. Arms straight to start with. You're going to bend 90 degrees at the elbows, up and down. We're then going to go into 20 glute bridges. So they are going to be double leg, just like we usually would do at the gym. Flat on your back. So you'll be using both legs just as much, okay? So heels are really close to your bum. You can even bring your toes slightly off the ground just to emphasize that you're using your heels. From there, you're pushing through the ground, hips come up, hips should be nice and strong and nice and high as well. Squeeze the glutes, relax. Squeeze the glutes, relax. Our next 2 exercises are going to burn out our legs a hell of a lot, so enjoy this one. All right. First one is a step up and knee drop. We're going to do 4 on one leg and then 4 on the other leg. Doesn't matter which you start with, just make sure you do both. So, a few things I want you to focus on is keeping that heel flat on the ground or on the object. Pushing through your whole foot, not just your toes, okay? So mainly even your heel. Then you're going to push up through the object, standing up, the other leg will come through and drive the knee up, okay? So it's pushing up, and just go nice and slowly on the way down. Maintain that balance. Again, pushing up, full extension with that leg, nice and tall. As soon as you finish those on both sides, you're going to go into a wall sit for as long as you possibly can. So your legs are already going to be a bit toasted after you finish your step ups. This will make it even harder, alright? So back is going to be flat against the wall, knees at a 90-degree angle, chest up, eyes up, hold that position as long as you can. As you start to get tired, your bum's just going to want to drop, so as much as you can, try not to let that happen. For today is going to be 8 diamond push-ups. These ones for most of you guys, you might need to do them on your knees just because they are a lot harder than usual, but if you can do them on your toes, do them on your toes. So hands are going to be as close as you can together. Ideally, you'll be making a diamond shape. Nice and low with your push-up. This will work your triceps even more than a normal push-up, so these are really important. It'll give you even more strength to develop your normal push-ups. You might be able to do a few more reps, okay? After you do 8 reps, you're then going to do 10 lunge pulses on each side. So you're just going to stand up, just making sure you do both sides, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. Chest up, eyes up, bending both knees, just doing little pulses, about a 10 centimeter movement. Nice and quick, these will burn pretty fast. Once you finish 10, you do the other side as well. And then you move back to your push-ups. I'm going to build some plyometric explosive movements in. We jump split squats. So I know we've just done a bit of lunge pulses, a lot of lunge pulses in fact. This is going to test you even more, alright? So big jump between every one. Nice and low with your lunge, or your split squat I should say. Coming down, big jump up, switch the feet. Every single time you're alternating legs. If you can't do these ones, that's okay. Just do lunges instead. After you finish 20 reps, you are going to do shoulder taps from the prone position. So push up position, nice and strong, opposite shoulder, you're trying to tap, What I don't want to see is too much movement through your hips or through your upper body. That just makes it a hell of a lot easier and it doesn't give you as much benefit, all right? So just do it properly. Even if you can't do quite as many reps, that's okay, as long as they look good, all right? Alright, so we're in the home stretch, guys. Round 11, we've only got 2 more to do. So we're going to do a max effort side plank. So it's like this side oblique raises on your side, except rather than going up and down, you're just going to come up and try and hold, okay? You're going to do it for as long as you possibly can on one side, and then you're going to roll over and do it again. Hopefully they're about the similar amounts of time, but if not, now you know what you need to work on, alright? After you finish that, you're going to go onto your belly, eyes to the ground, and do a prone Superman hold. So we have done those earlier in the week, which is where you're coming up and down off the floor. But for this one, I actually just want you to do a hold. So you're going to try and go up and hold, squeezing your bum and your lower back as long as you possibly can. Arms out straight. Main thing is with this one is keeping everything really, really tight and strong, okay? So coming up off the ground, bringing the chest back, holding, 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 and then when you need to, relax. So for round 12 of our Saturday workout, we're going to finish with core. I know you guys all love it. We're going to do 5 leg raises. If you can't do these ones, you can always do a single leg raise, just one at a time, but you'll do twice as many, so it'll be 5 on each side instead. But I think for the majority of you, you can probably manage it. So they should look like this. I'm going to start with the legs straight, slightly off the floor, coming up, slowly controlling on the way down. That's probably even harder than it is on the way up. Okay? After you finish 5 reps, you're then going to bring both feet up into the air, shoulders are going to be back on the ground like they were, and then you're going to do 10 toe touches. So these ones are to burn out our upper core. Toes back towards you, arms up, nice and fast, touching your toes. As soon as you finish those, you go back to your leg raises and then you're finished.